Hey guys, I'm gonna show you today how to work in Quality Center, which is a HP tool, test management tool. So you can manage your anything related to the testing in test management tool. So Quality Center or ALM. ALM is a newer version of the Quality Center, which is application lifecycle management. So I'm gonna show you guys how to use it properly. So first of all, to run a quality center, I need a VMware player or VMware workstation. So I have VMware player right now. I'm opening a VMware player right now. So I have virtual machine in VMware players, which is Windows Server 2003 Standard Edition. So I'm gonna select it. Take ownership comes in the first time. So okay, here is our error message. Let me try to fix it. Okay, I fixed the problem already, so I'm selecting a virtual machine from my computer. This is my virtual machine, and I'm selecting the virtual machine and try to play virtual machine. So it's opening. My virtual machine is opening. Okay, it's a little pop-up in the bottom. Don't so it's opening. Sticks. Okay, this window is so important to open that. First, say press Ctrl Alt Delete to begin. So if you press in your keyboard Ctrl Alt Delete, it will work in your main machine, not in this virtual machine. So you have to do manually. Don't use your keyboard for that reason. If you go put your mouse there, you see that three small white buttons. That means Ctrl Alt Delete. You have to click on this icon. Now username is by default administrator. You have to enter password, which is admin, 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 no caps. You have to wait a couple of minutes to open properly whole machine. So this get hidden in top of the screen. So if you put your mouse in the top, you can see that. So always make sure this is for the full screen. Always make sure your virtual machine is full screen. Otherwise, you're gonna mess up with this virtual machine and your main machine. So I like to use it always as a full screen. The machine is not ready yet. You have to give little time to get ready. The gas is almost ready. So I'm doing refresh. Yes, my machine is ready, smooth. Okay. So to run this virtual machine, you need a minimum 8 gig RAM. If you have 4 gig RAM or 6 gig RAM, it's gonna run, but it will be very slow. Okay, so in Quality Center, it has two different sections. One is Site Administration and one is HP Quality Center. Okay, in your real job, you're not gonna see this site administration in your machine. You're gonna see only HP Quality Center. Okay, in site administration, used by admin people who give permission, who create domain, who create project, who create users, give permission for the users, create username and password, all those things done in admin section. In Quality Center, you're going to do your manual testing. This is the test management tool. But for learning purpose, you have to know about site administration at least a little bit. So if you click on site administration, let's see what happens inside. Quality Center is a web-based test management tool run in a browser, but it works in a server. Like if you have a company, the company has like 50 employees, and you have your own network in your company, right? All 50 people use everything in this network, and outside the people in the road, street, or outside, they cannot use anything in your network. So your network, that is your server. So your quality center work under a server, under an umbrella network. For us right now, we don't need any internet connection for working in a quality center or site administration. Without internet connection, you can work with it. So my site admin is ready. This is the quality center site administration. So username by default is admin and password is admin, ADMIN, no caps. So I'm logging in. Okay, this is site admin basically. Okay, if you see in the top, site project, site users, site connections, licenses, servers, database servers, site configurations, and site analysis. Those are tabs. It's called tabs, different sections. So it's called tabs. So you see all are in little bit gray. This is dark. So that means this dark one is different. That means this is active. Now site users, this is active. Now site connection, this is active. So you'll know which one is active, which one is not active, which one you clicked, which one is not clicked. So first of all, I have to go side project. In side project, basically, you're gonna create your domain first. So here is the another sub tab is called create domain. Domain, that means space in World Wide Web. www, we know about that, is World Wide Web. So domain, that means space, like Google, Yahoo, Facebook. They have what's that name, www.facebook.com, or Yahoo has www.yahoo.com. This is their domain. This is their address in World Wide Web. So you have to create your domain. Like I'm working right now, ABC website. My company name is ABC. So ABC is my domain. So my web address would be www.abc.com. So I'm writing here domain name ABC. Automatically is all caps, no small letters. Okay. So you can see here my ABC domain created. So this is the parent. One domain could have multiple projects. So you see the child would be the projects. So I have to create a project. So I'm clicking on projects. This is the folder. Another folder, I'm going to create project. Create project. Asking me that some options are available there. Create an empty project, which one I'm going to create right now. Create a project from template. That means you have some template created. You're going to create from the template. Or create a project by copying data from an existing project. That previously you have a project. Now you're going to create a project from the previous project. You're going to copy from the previous. Create a project by importing data from exported Quality Center project file. You have another Quality Center application before. Over there has a lot of projects. So you're going to export from other Quality Center or other test management tool through in this tool. So I'm going to create a new project. That means empty project. Next, project name. You have to give a project name. So project name is based on the company. When you're going to join a new company, you will know what is the project name, because the project manager or product owner or your company decide what will be the project name. So for sample, I'm going to create right now. My project name is ABC underscore TT. This is my project name. Next. And here is the page for selecting database. I have only Microsoft SQL Server available. The database Oracle is not available. So I don't have any choice. So next. Okay, here is giving you option to decide who will be administrator for this particular project. I don't wanna mention anyone for this particular project as admin. I'm gonna decide later. So next. Here you don't have to do nothing. Whatever you have selected before is summary here. Create. So it's creating my project. Okay. A successful message here, project ABC underscore TT created successfully. So I have to click on OK. So my domain is created here ABC, which is my domain. My project is created here ABC underscore TT. So you can see here it has a plus sign, that means something else under the project. What under the project? If I click on it, you're gonna see a big list here. Big list. Okay. This is basically each thing is a template. I'm sorry, each list is a table. It's a table, 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 table. Table for what? Table for database. So you can see here is the table has a lot of columns, and whole thing is a table. It's empty table, no data is there. It's new empty project. Here one data, but I don't have to use that. Here empty, empty. It has a little bit data. It's okay. So remember I selected Microsoft SQL Server database. So this is the database Query Center is using, and those all are table in one schema. Okay, I don't have to worry about that because I'm not going to do anything here. Just for learning purpose, you have to know what all those things. Okay, so my domain created, my project created. I have to create user. So here is a list of the existing users. It's already created before. So think that you're gonna join a new company. You call the help desk, and then you are saying that okay, you're gonna work for project ABC underscore TT. So you need the quality center tool and you need the access. That means username and password. So help desk people, what they're gonna do? They're gonna create a new user for you, and they're gonna give you a username like ABC 123. They're giving username. Like your name is Tom Hanks. Your email address abc@yahoo.com. Your phone number is 555. Description. You are a QA tester. So all those things are mandatory to fill up now. Only username if you create, that's fine. Just learning purpose. You don't have to do in your office. All those things. So who does? Configuration people, administration people, or help desk people. So you're just gonna call and they're gonna do for you. But for learning purpose, you have to know. Okay. So click on OK. So your everything is created. You are a user right now. ABC123. The full name is Tom Hanks. Okay. You have to go site project. You have to go project user. You see, our project users are empty. No users for this particular project. You create domain, you create project, but you create user for the company. But you did not mention the users gonna work, who gonna work in this project. You have to mention. So add from user list. The user list gonna be here. You need to select who gonna use this project, who gonna work under this project. You can either double click on it, or you can click once here and then you have to click this add selected users. So user gonna be available here under this project. If you wanna select more users, you can do it. But right now I'm gonna use only one user for this project. His name is Tom Hanks and the username is ABC123. I wanna assign this user as an admin also. In real life, they're not gonna give you permission to be a project administrator, but right now I'm giving. So you're gonna see a lot of things extra that you're not gonna see in your real office. For learning purpose, you have to know a lot of things. So here my work is done. So what I have done so far here, number one, I create a domain. Number two, create a project. Number three, create site users. Number four, sign project user. Number five, sign project project user as admin. Number 6, I'm gonna do it now. Log out. That's all pretty much. So I'm gonna log out as I said, and I'm gonna close the site administration. My work in the admin side is done. Now, as a regular QA tester, I'm gonna go in Query Center. So my Query Center is open. Here is also available site administrator. You can go, but I'm gonna go Query Center first. Query Center. You'll ask for username and password. So I don't have password right now because I did not create any password. I create only username. In real life, you're gonna have username and password. From the help desk, you will get an email that your username and password for Query Center is created, so you can log in. Okay, so whatever and before I'm going to delete it, so I know my username is abc123, and then I have to click on authenticate. And see, domain for this name abc is available here, project abc_tt is available here. So I know right now my username is right username because I have right domain and right project I have created inside administrator, right? I have to log in. I just select don't show this message again, close it. Before I start, I want to mention that I'm using HP Query Center 10.0. In the market right now, 12.5 is available, which is ALM, Application Lifecycle Management. So is that HP Query Center 10.0. Okay, so this Query Center basically test management tool. In the top, you're gonna see domain ABC, project ABC_TT, user is ABC123. Everything clear. The left side is very important to know for Query Center 10. For this version, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's called tab or module or sections available. I love to call tab. So management tab, requirements tab, business components tab, test plan tab, test resources tab, test lab tabs, defects tab, dashboard tab. All those tabs are available in Query Center version 10.0. Okay. In your real life job, in your company project, as a tester, you're not going to see all those tabs. Depends how many tabs from the configuration management, management people or site admin people, how many tabs they give permission to you to see. I want to mention that requirements tab, test plan tab, test lab tab, and defects. Those 4 tabs are really important, mandatory for a tester to see here. Okay, so 4 tabs are really important or is mandatory. You should have whatever you're gonna work in your company. They must gonna give you permission to see here requirement, test plan, test lab, and defects. Okay, some company they're gonna give you test resources. Some company they give you also dashboards. Some company they're gonna give you everything. Depends. If you're test lead, you're gonna see everything. Okay. For the requirements, sometimes they're gonna give you only view rights. No, you cannot edit. You can delete anything. You can read it only. They're gonna give you edit and view rights in test plan and test lab and defects. They might gonna give you a dashboard. Okay. Now I'm gonna start to show you what's inside the requirements. So if you click on requirements tab, you're gonna see here it's empty. Okay, so this icon, then this icon, if you click on it, is disabled. It's not clickable. Why? I'll show you why. You see requirements is no requirements. It's a sample, a folder. It's a sample folder. Whatever you're gonna create is gonna be under that. So if you click on requirements, now you're gonna see this icon is enabled. Click. So if you put your mouse there, you're gonna see new folder. If you put your mouse there, you're gonna see new requirements. You have to know what's the difference. If I click outside, again is disabled. You have to click first in requirement, and then you have to click on new folder first. Okay. If you work on this, like today I'm gonna work on www.abc.com. Okay, in this website I'm not gonna work on the whole website. I'm gonna work for particular module. I have a scope. So what's my scope? My scope number one is registration. Number two, login. Number three, okay, I'm not gonna work number three. Okay, two modules I'm gonna work, registration and login. Let's minimize that. So I have two different modules. Requirement registration module might gonna have a few requirements, and login modules might gonna have few requirements. So I have to make a folder first. In the folder, so first folder I'm gonna create as a registration. So that means is an empty folder I created. See my registration under the requirement. This is an empty folder. Whatever the requirements I'm going to create for this registration module is going to be under this folder. Okay. If I click on requirements and then if I click new requirements, it's going to be under requirements. No, I want to create requirements under registration because I'm going to work first in registration. So select registration folder first. Be careful which one is selecting. You have to be very careful which one is selecting. So I select the registration because I'm going to create new requirements under registration folder. So I click on registration and I'm going to click new requirements. It's giving me an option that what type of requirements you're going to create. See here drop down folder functional group testing. In the top has business. I'm going to select functional because I'm going to work with the functionality of the registration field, registration page. So the functional requirements. I have to give the requirement name. So I'm going to give requirement name registration. Click on OK. Okay, it's another window open here for detail of the registration requirement. So name is mandatory field because the red and star. Requirement types is mandatory field, that is red and star. That means you cannot leave empty those two fields. So it's already filled up. Author is automatically there ABC123 because I am the user here. Okay, I have to give Priority, I think its priority is high, very high, because without registration I cannot log in. So it's high priority to create. Okay, other everything leave empty because as I'm doing simple project, so I don't have all those information right now to fill up. Don't worry about that. In the description section, you have to write your whole requirements. How to write a requirement? I'm going to work with a requirement. I'm going to work with a user story also. Both are same. Customers need and demand. But requirements have always written in structure. User story is written by different structure. So I'm going to show both here. So I have to first understand what I'm going to do in the registration. So I'm going to write a requirement first. Verify that user shall be able to register in abc.com. So verify that a user shall be able to register in abc.com is very high level requirement for the registration module. So this is a requirement. This is a requirement. If I go for user story, I'm going to write the same thing different way. I'm going to write as a user I would like to register in abc.com so that I can use it. You see, verify that a user shall be able to register in abc.com. As a user, I would like to register in abc.com so that I can use it. I said the same thing, but two different way. So this is a requirement. If I make a nice color, this is a nice red color. So requirements created, user story created, you can follow either one. And then I'm going to submit. So my first requirement is created and is giving me option to create the second requirement for this registration, but I'm not going to create a second requirement for this registration. One is enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this window. And then I'm going to create another folder for login purpose. So what I have to do, another folder is going to be under requirement. So I have to click the requirement and then folder is available to click. Folder name I'm going to give login. Click on OK. You see, registration and login is the same line. So these two are childs for requirements. Now under this login, I'm going to create a new requirement. So new requirement, what kind of type? Functional. Requirement name, I'm going to give login. Click on OK. And the same way I created the registration. Priority, I'm going to give high priority because without login I cannot purchase it. So same way I'm going to write requirement first. Verify that user shall be able to login using valid user name and valid password. If I write the same thing as the user story, I'm going to write as a user, I would like to use valid username and valid password so that I could log in successfully. So I mentioned the same thing different way. I want to have here login successfully, and I'm gonna submit it. It's giving an option to create another requirement for this login, and I'm gonna create. I'm gonna close this window. So you're gonna see I have created two folders, one for registration, one for login. I have created two requirements, one for registration, one for login. One is under registration, one is under login folder. And if you see here, not covered, not covered. That means it's not covered by test case. That means no test case is created for this requirement, Requirement ID 01234. I did not create it. It's auto generated. Requirement ID is auto generated. Author ABC is there, not reviewed is there. Creation time auto generated, creation date auto generated, priority I mentioned, all tab is empty, products is empty. So whatever, those are the column 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 columns are visible here. So but I don't need all those 10 columns. I don't need all types obsolete, and I don't need product. So what I'm gonna do here, if you put your mouse there, select column. So if you click on there, you're gonna see a lot of columns are available in the Core Designer. You can use it, but only 10 are visible. From here, I don't need that, so I can move it in the other side. I don't need that, I can move it in the other side. If you need something from the other side, you can move it here in the visible section. It's okay right now, I don't need anything. And click on OK. So you're gonna see instead of 10, now 8. That's fine. So these are basically in requirement section. Here is another important thing, very important. It's refresh. You can refresh the page. You see, I refresh it. Again, you can refresh it. Every time you come in the page, better refresh first. So if something changed after refresh, you're gonna see what's changed. Okay, this filter, you can filter here using the filter. This is requirement details. You can write details. Attachment with the requirements. If you want to attach something, you can attach. You can make bigger. Here is send by email. You can send the requirement whole thing by email. Here is text search. If you have like 100, 200, 1000 requirement listed here, you're not gonna read one by one. You're gonna search by the text. Okay, that's all pretty much. After that, I'm gonna go in the test plan section. You see, as like requirement section, test plan section is empty. So what you have to do exactly the same thing like requirement section. You have to create folder. How many folders I'm gonna create? I'm gonna create two folders for two different modules. One for registration, one for login. So first folder, registration, is created. Second folder, you have to place subject first. It's gonna be under subject, not under registration. And then login. Click on OK. So my two folders created. Under those two folders, I'm going to create new test. So first you have to registration should be in the tab, but by alphabetic order. Login first and registration second. Let's try to fix it. Let's see what is that short folder by custom short. Registration first. I'm gonna put in the tab. It's not moving. It's not moving. I'm trying to fix it. Okay. So I click on custom short, and then I click on subject. So everything is there. So now I'm gonna click on registration. I'm gonna put top. So registration is top and login is second. Close it. Now it's got changed. My registration first, and then I'm gonna go login by logical, right? So under registration, I'm gonna create my first test, new test. What kind of testing you're gonna do? I'm gonna do manual testing. There is some option, but I'm gonna do manual. Test name. I'm gonna give login. It's basically test case name. Okay. I'm gonna create another. I create wrong one. So delete. It's gonna be registration. So I'm gonna create test set name registration on the registration folder. Right? I create before login. So registration. Click on OK. Now it's correct. I'm going to create another new test for the login under login folder. So I select the login folder and then I'm going to create new test. This is going to be login. Click on OK. So I have created two different folders for two different modules and two different new test for two different folders. So I'm going to work on first registration. So by default is detail pages here, so I don't need to work in detail page. I'm gonna go design steps. I'm gonna create all the steps for the registration. So if this tab is design steps, I'll click on this tab and then this page show up, and then I have to click on here new step. So I click on new step. This another window came here, you can move it here and there. Step number 1, auto generated. So description, basically you're gonna watch your steps. So what are you gonna do there? So first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with the low level test case. Like open IE, that means Internet Explorer, IE browser. Open IE browser and type or insert. Type is good. www, your path of the website, abc.com. And then after that, what are you gonna do? Then you can click on go button, or you can press enter. Both works as the same. After you insert a website address in browser, and when you're gonna click on go, what will happen? What you expected? What you're expecting? What will be your expected result? I'm expecting that ABC homepage should display, right? Should be displayed. This is my expected result. Okay, let's go second step. Don't click on OK. If you click on OK, this window gonna be closed, and then you have to again open it for the step number 2. Don't click on OK. You have to click on here for the next step, new step. So it's gonna be step number 2. So after in the home page, obviously there will be a button name is registration to go in the registration page, right? So I can say click on registration. So this is a button I'm going to mention separately, like identically registration button. What will be my expected result? Registration page should be displayed, right? And then I'm going to click on another step. I need another step, so step number 3. In the registration field page, what I'm going to do, fill up all the mandatory, like first name, last name, social security number, date of birth, address, phone number, email address, username and password. All could be mandatory or some could be mandatory, right? So fill up all the mandatory field and click on submit button. What will be my expected result? Like after clicking on submit button, it will give me a confirmation message that I successfully registered, right? So confirmation message should be displayed. Okay, what will be my confirmation message? Okay, should be displayed. This is my expected result, right? There's 3 options. So my registration is done with the 3 steps, right? Click on OK now. You see 1, 2, 3. IE browser registration mandatory field. But look at that. I need to fill up the mandatory field first and then click on registration. So is my 3rd step gonna be in the 2nd? So I can move it. Look. Now my IE browser and then mandatory field is filled up and then click on registration button. But here is the step 1, 3, 2. I have to renumber it. How? You see the renumber steps? If you click on that, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Nice, right? Okay. What else you can do here? There are copy steps. You can copy, you can paste later. So if you don't want to type, you can attach some picture if you have. You can call to test. You can generate a script. You can make more column if you have test data like step name, description, explore. Those 3 are available, visible. I don't have anything available here, so you don't have any option. But in your real life, yeah, you will have some available columns also, like test data or some other thing. Okay. And if you're gonna adjust row height, you're gonna make a row height is bigger, you can do it. Okay. So design steps done. If you want to edit some steps, you can double click on it. You can edit it, right? Test script is, you don't have to know right now what is test script. Test parameter is, don't worry about that. Attachment, don't worry about that if you have. And then let's go in login right now. We will login. How to design steps? I have to design my steps, right? Like a registration. So where I clicked here. New step. New window open. First one. Like open IE browser and type www.abc.com. Then click on go or go button, or press enter. Right, I did exactly in previous test cases. So it's separate test cases. That's why I'm creating from the beginning. What is the expected result? Expected result ABC home page, right? Home page I'm expecting should be displayed, right? Okay, next step. Don't click on OK because I have another step. New step. Step number 2. Insert username into username edit field or edit box. Both are fine. And password into password edit box. So if you enter something in the edit box, what will happen? User name should be displayed in the username box, and password should be displayed as encrypted. That means you cannot read it. It is wrong. Cannot read it. That means dot 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 or star star star. You cannot read it in the password edit box. That's all. After that, what I'm going to do? New step. Click on login button. User should be successfully logging. Right. I can click on OK because my test case steps are done. So let's see all the is serial by serial or not. So ABC user first, insert username. Now it's good. 1, 2, 3. Everything's nice. So my 2 test cases have created for 2 different requirements in two different folders. One important thing I have to do right now: requirement coverage. What is requirement coverage? Requirement coverage basically make a link between test case and requirement, or it mapped requirement and test case. This is giving a connection requirement, which test case for which requirement, for which requirement for which test case. How I'm gonna do that? Click on requirement coverage from test plans section. So my test cases are here: 1 test case, 2 test case, right? Okay. I have to mention this registration for which requirement, this login test case for which requirement, right? Okay. So I have to select requirement. So you see my requirement is here. All those requirements, I create 2 requirements, right? These 2 folders, and another folder, 1 requirement, 1 requirement. So I have to say that this registration for this registration requirement which is the test case for it, or for login, which is the test case for it. So you figure out registration. So I'm gonna click on first registration, and then I'm gonna click on here registration, and then I'm gonna giving a link. So look, registration and registration. One is the test case, one is requirement, and this is a link. Okay, I mentioned. Now for login, this test requirement for login test case. Put in the box. Now for this requirement, this is the test case. How do you know? This is the link. This is a path, right? Okay. If you click on login, you go straight to requirement section. Look, you're in requirement section. If you go test plan again, if you go click on registration, if you click on here, it will show you this is the requirement for registration test case. Okay. Before was not covered, still not covered, but I covered. I showed that which is the test case for this requirement, right? You have to refresh it. That's why it's important. Look, now the status get changed. No run. That means now it's covered by test cases, but the test cases I did not run yet. That means I did not execute it. So now I have to execute. Where I can execute? I can execute in test lab. So I have to go test lab. So look, in test lab, I have to open a folder same way. Like I'm gonna execute registration login for release number 1 or release number 2 or release number 3 or sprint number 3 or sprint number 1, right? But when I'm gonna execute, depend on that, I'm gonna create a folder. So like I'm gonna execute this one for release 2. So I'm clicking a folder, creating a folder release 2. Another release 2, I'm gonna create a new test set. That means how many test cases I'm gonna execute for this release. So test set name, like first one is registration. And login. So I'm gonna work login and registration for this release number 2. Click on OK. Alright. So for this test set, I'm gonna go by default. Here is details. I have to go execution grid. So execution grid is empty. So which test I'm gonna execute? Which test case I'm gonna execute right now? I have to select, right? So select test. This is the set name. That means multiple test case gonna be under this set. So now I have to select which multiple test case. Select test. It will be available here, all the test case from the test plan tree. This is called test plan tree. If you click on requirement tree, this test plan tree. So I'm gonna execute first registration. So I'm gonna put in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna execute that one also, the login. So I'm gonna put in the middle with this add test. So for this release number 2, I'm gonna execute those 2 test cases I have created, right? There's no run. And then I'm gonna click on drop down. Look at that, here is a little thing, drop down. First time I'm executing, so that's why I'm gonna run manually. Like if I run half and then I'm gonna leave right now, my office day is over, tomorrow I'm gonna come, I'm gonna run manually again. No, I'm gonna continue manually. I'm gonna select the next one tomorrow. But right now I'm running first time. That's why I'm clicking run manually. So I'm clicking run manually. It's gonna hide a new window open. This is called manual runner. I'm running here my test case manually. It's called manual runner. I'm gonna begin run. Okay, my first step here, and then what's my first step said? I'm gonna follow my steps and I'm gonna execute. Open IE browser and type www.abc.com, then click on go or press enter. So I'm going to do the same thing. So for in the real life, you can execute in your main machine, and your quality center will have in your main machine. But right now I'm using virtual machine, so I'm gonna do everything in the virtual machine. Just I'm gonna execute in my main machine, because in virtual machine no internet connection, I guess. But I wanna try. Let's see. Click on Internet Explorer, because IE browser. So I'm opening IE browser first. I am following my step. Open IE browser. So I'm opening IE browser. Wow, my internet is working. So I'm going to type here what I'm going to type, www.abc.com. So www.abc.com. It's loading my page. Okay, my browser is problem. That's why I said use main machine. Okay, so I'm gonna close that one. I'm not gonna use it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just make it not full screen. So this is my main machine, virtual machine. This is the main machine. So I'm going to use main machine Internet Explorer. I'm opening IE browser. Type www.abc. Okay, delete the whole thing. Automatically came www.abc.com. So ABC, this is ABC News. So I said I'm gonna register, right? So I'm gonna register. Definitely there will be some registration option. The home page, right? I'm expecting, right? Let's see in the menu. No, no registration. So let's go instead of the ABC, do something else. Select Google, okay, or Facebook. www.facebook.com. Okay, so Facebook homepage is displayed, right? I'm expecting homepage should display, right? So if I go VMware, I'm expecting ABC, so I'm thinking instead of the ABC, Facebook homepage should be displayed. So it's displayed, right? So it's passed as expected. What I'm expecting is done, right? So I have to change, give the actual result. Actual result is as expected. And I have to change the status. First step is passed. Passed. Okay, now I'm going to second step. The second step said fill up all the mandatory field and click on submit. Okay, should not be second step. It should be in third, right? Because I have to click on registration button. Registration page should be displayed, right? And then I'm going to fill up all the thing. So I have to change this step first a little bit. How to change this step? I cannot. It's okay. So I'm executing for step 3. Let's see. Click on registration button. Registration page should be displayed. Let's see in the Facebook any registration buttons there or not. I see here sign up button. So as per my test case, I have to click on registration button and then registration page should display. What I can see here, I don't have any registration button, and I have instead of registration sign up button, but sign up fields are already there. It's not in a different page. As per my test case, this executions fail. So what I have to do, I have to take the screenshot and log defect for that purpose. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a screenshot. How? I'm gonna use print screen function. I have to press the function button in the keyboard, function, and then in the keyboard has print screen after F12, print screen. So I have to hold the function button and then print screen. And then I have to go in the VMware player, open paint. I guess the paint's there, or program accessories. I think paint's there, and Control V. So this is the page. I took a screenshot of it, and then I'm gonna mention. Let's see the bottom. Okay, this problem. What is the problem? I'm gonna mention for the developer to understand what's the problem. I'm gonna say instead of registration button, here is sign up button. And what else? Registration page is not as different page. Make it a bit bigger so it will be helpful to understand. Okay. No, it's too big. 12. I guess it's good. Well, okay, this box is bigger, so it will be fit. Okay, that's all. So I'm gonna save it. Save as. I'm gonna save in my desktop for easy to use. This is the registration related defect. So I'm giving registration 1 and close it. So I found defect in step number 3. So it's as not as expected. I'm going to write actual result. And at the same time I have to write what's the problem. Because instead of registration sign up button is there and registration page station option in home page instead of different page. Okay, so this status I have to change to fail. So as one step failed, my whole test case gonna be fail. I cannot fill up everything because my previous steps fail. Here I have to just reorganize this step because step 2 gonna be in 3, 3 gonna be in 2. Okay. So I found a defect. I can submit defect from here. Look, new defect. In the drop down I have to click and new defect. New defect, I have to write a nice summary. Make sure the summary should be nice and clear in one line. It's very important for the defect submission. So I am writing here Facebook homepage. So I'm navigating homepage to registration button. What happened? Registration button is not same name is as a sign up, and registration option in homepage, which is not expected as per the requirement. Okay, this is my summary, so anyone gonna read it and he or she will understand what happened. So this is the mandatory field, because red defect bias mandatory field auto populated. Severity without registration I cannot log in, so it's very high or urgent, so I'm putting very high. Is auto populated. Assign to whom I have to assign, it depends by project. Like your project manager, product owner will decide you have to assign to business analyst or product developers or test lead. Okay, so right now I'm leaving empty, but in the real field you have to assign someone. Priority, obviously priority is very high, and reproducible, obviously reproducible, and yes or no options there, so it's reproducible. Subject is registration. Status very important, so now you found the defect, so you put the status no, and all the information is there. So I have attachment also. I'm gonna attach the picture I took desktop. I have registration 1, this is my attachment, so I have attached the picture, and then I'm gonna submitted, and then I'm gonna end run. So my test case, registration test case failed. I'm not gonna run right now login, and if I check my requirement, before was no run, if I refresh it, I'm gonna see my registrations failed. Registrations failed. Login, still no run, I guess, because I didn't run it. And I submit the defect from test lab section. And where is the defect goes? It goes to the defect section. Whatever is submitted is in the defect section. It's in the defect. Look at that. Test it. I submit the defect, right? Defect section. And its status is no. If you follow defect lifecycle, you assign to your test lead as a new. Your test lead gonna verify everything. If test lead decide that this defect is a valid defect, is not duplicate, is reproducible, and test lead gonna change status to open and send to the developer to fix it. If test lead decide that no, this is not a valid defect or this is duplicate, she or he gonna reject it. Now test lead like thinking that no, this is a valid defect, so test lead gonna open it and send to the developer, and developer gonna see that oh, this is a defect, I need to fix it, lot of work, and developer gonna fix it, right? After fix it, developer gonna send to you with status changed by fixed, so you get the defect to retest again after fixed with the status fixed. So you're gonna retest, you're gonna check if the defect is fixed, you're gonna close it. If defect is still there, you're gonna change the status, reopen, and you're gonna send to test lead again. Hey, the defect is still there, right? So this is the defect lifecycle you gonna follow in your real life. So that's basically the whole work. And in the dashboard, what happened in the dashboard? Sometimes you're gonna use in your company, right? The dashboard is used for reporting. Two kinds of report you can produce: private report or public report. Okay, so if you are in the defect section and then your test lead or project manager said, can you give me defect report? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna click on analysis, you're gonna report. Different kinds of reports are available there: standard report, tabular report, link report, a lot of reports. So I'm gonna do standard report. I click on a standard report. So standard reports created, right? This create a standard report. Look, one defects and which time is defect, what's the summary of the defect, everything is there, report, right? Then you're gonna save it. Where are you gonna save it? In private or public? Private is for you and public is for everyone. Like your other tester can see that, other test lead can see that, project manager, product owner, everyone can see that, right? So, or you can create another new folder like Facebook related report, right? Under private. So it's for you. So I'm going to create another for the public that because my test lead wants to see that. So if I put in private, she not gonna or he not gonna see it, right? So I have to put in public. So I have to create a new folder in the public, like registration related report. Click on OK. So for the with the registration, under registration in the public, I save it. Right? So my defect is created in dashboard. Now you can see in the dashboard before it's empty. Now under public, under registration, this report is there. So my test lead gonna see that. Oh, okay, he found this report. This looks good. Okay, like your test lead or project manager said, hey guy, like Tom, your name is Tom Hanks. Said, hey Tom, so can you send me a requirement report please, what requirements you are working, or test plan, what test case you are working, can you send me a report. So you're gonna see analysis, you're gonna go analysis and you're gonna report, standard report, subject tree or design step, how many steps you created, or cover requirement, like how many requirements you have, how many test cases you created, all those things, different report. You need to practice, you need to produce all those reports. So like standard reporting. So let's try with the subject tree report. Let's see how's the difference. So subject tree reports you're going to generate, right? So this is subject tree report. This you have two kinds of test case and then manual. A manual, this is a fail, this is no run. This is a report, right? Let's see another report like um, test design report. How's it look like? Okay, design report describes everything about the steps, all the steps there for the two different test case, right? So project manager will see how you write test case, right? And then let's say covered requirement. So you're gonna see that registration is a test case ID. This for the test case. This is the requirement you have created. You have requirement here. This is another test case you have created, and this is the for this test case. This is the requirement you have requirements there. So this test case covered by this requirement is covered by this test case, and this requirement is covered by this test case. So you can save it. So you can save it where? In dashboard, under registration, or in the public. I don't know, put in under registration, save. You see, another report is created. So your project manager gonna log in the query center, and then she or he gonna go in the dashboard, and then gonna check the report you created, right? Your name is there, right? Why? Here, designer, your name is there. So this is basically dashboard works. Okay, in test resource, basically if you have previous lot of test cases or test plan or requirement documents or design document, it's gonna be here in the test resources section. Okay, management, for the management people, you're never gonna work on this because management people decide which gonna be for this release, what gonna be for the next release, what gonna be for the next sprint is for the management people, not you. Business components is the same thing for the management people. They work on that. Okay. Okay. Oscillate all the component request and everything. It's for the management people. You're not gonna work on that. So don't worry about that. So this basically your quality center or test management tool works like that. So you don't have to save anything separately. And you know what, you can do one more thing here is important. I cannot do because I don't have add-in in the quality center. Like whatever the test case you created, if you want to export those test case, all the steps in your Excel sheet, you can export it. How? If you click on the registration, if I click on test, not test, just a second, not from here. Let's see. from here. Design steps. You can export. Look, I'm gonna export the first step. Let's see, close the whole step. I'm gonna export. So I select the whole step and then I export in Excel sheet or text file or what document you can do it. Let's see what document. You say where are you gonna save? Save in the desktop to see that. So 1, 2, 3. Save. It's taking too much time. Okay. So my test case is exported for this Word documents. Sometimes you test manager or project manager gonna say, okay, I don't have access in Quality Center, I don't want access. You know what? Just export the test case in Word document or Excel sheet and give it to me. I'm gonna look at it. I need it for sample purpose. Okay, so you can export it. So if you go in Quality Center and homepage, you see that they are 1, 2. This one I exported. Let's see what's inside. How it export? I need to see that. Okay. Step number is there. All steps came here. Descriptions there. Export results. So exported, right? Export from Query Center to my Word document, right? Same way you can import from Excel sheet or Word document to the Query Center, but I cannot do it because if I want to import, I need add in Query Center add-in in my Excel sheet or my Word document to import. Okay, so I guess I don't have this kind of add-in right now, but I want to check. Let's see how I'm gonna check. If I go properties, I want to check that I have add-in or not. No, let's open a Excel sheet. So I'm gonna know that I have add-in or not. So I can import from Excel sheet to the Query Center. So my Excel sheet is here. Let's see what could be the add-in. Properties. No, that was I'm not looking for. Insert, no, add-ins. I'm looking for add-ins, for available add-in. What could be the add-in? Where is my add-in? Okay, Excel option. So I have to go add-in. A lot of add-ins are available. Let's see, Query Center is available or not. No, Query Center is not available. You can manage your add-in. You can go. I'm just trying to manage to. I don't have add-in available here. Okay. No, I add-in available. I'm sorry, I cannot show you guys right now, but I'll show you in future. So you know how to export, and almost similar like import test case from the Excel sheet to the Query Center. So that's all pretty much in Query Centers, guys. Hopefully you liked it, you enjoy. See you next. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. Log out. Close. Close everything. And then I'm going to shut down. I'm going to click on drop down here, and then I'm going to shut down the guest. So I'm shutting down that VMware player. The machine is closed. Now I can close the VMware from here. Done, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.